Hi everyone, I wanted to come on and share some strategies that we will be using in class for our 3-digit addition with regrouping. Okay, if you've had a chance to take a look at your child's work, then you'll see that there's probably a couple strategies in there you're not really familiar with. And I know the big question that everybody wants to ask is, why do they have to do it this way? So to start off with a little bit of an explanation as to why, one thing that's very important with the Common Core standards is we really want kids to have an understanding of what they are doing with numbers. Not just the steps to follow to add or subtract and work with numbers, but what does it actually conceptually mean for what it is that they're doing with just strictly carrying the 1, okay? So to start off with, for example, we'll have this problem of 428 plus 215. Now, I know most of us learned 3-digit addition with regrouping or any addition with regrouping with the good old carry 1 strategy. So we were taught 8 plus 5 equals 13. I'm going to put my 3 down, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. So my answer is 643. Fantastic. It was easy. It was simple. It was quick. We completely understand what we're doing because we've had years and years to practice. For many students, they don't necessarily understand why they're carrying that 1. So there's a couple of different strategies that they can use to help them solve that if that's something that's confusing to them. So the first one that we use is called the place value model. So if I'm using that same problem, 428 plus 215. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these numbers and I'm going to stretch them out into expanded form. And the key I always give the students in class is I always say, just say the number really slow. So 428 plus 200. Now 15 is a little bit tricky because I know that 15 is 10 plus 5. Okay, now if I add those together, I can start at my ones. 8 plus 5 is 13. 20 plus 10 is 30. 400 plus 200 is 600. And when I go ahead and I add those all back up, 630 plus 13, my 1 and my 3 becomes a 4, and I add that 3 on. So my answer is 643. I know what you're thinking. That other way was so much quicker. Why can't we do it that way? I'll answer that question at the end for you, okay? So stick with me, okay? So that's one strategy. For many kids, this is a great strategy for them to use, especially with mental math. It helps them easily break apart hundreds, tens, and ones in numbers and see that connection of how we're adding those place values up. Now, a different strategy that might work for your child is a number line, okay? And I'm gonna be totally honest, I had never seen this strategy until I had to teach it, okay? But once I saw how it worked, and honestly in our classroom, many of the kids love the number line strategy, okay? So using that same problem of 428 plus 215, I'm gonna just make a line, doesn't matter. I'm gonna start at my 428. Okay, I'm gonna now hop 200 places on my number line. So 400, if I jump 200, okay, I can add that 2 to my 4 and know I'm at 628. Now I'm gonna add that next place value of 10. So if I jump 10 more, 628 plus 10 is 638. Now I just need to add 5 more onto that. So 638 plus my 5. I can even use my fingers if I need to. So 638, 639, 640, 641, 642, 643. And I have now found my answer, 643. Again, yes, it takes a little bit longer, but this might be another easy way for your student or your child to go ahead and understand how we're breaking that number up and what it means to add it that way, okay? The last strategy that might be the easiest for your child to understand, and notice I'm saying the easiest for them to understand, which isn't necessarily the quickest, but we want to make sure that they understand what it is that they are doing, is simply adding our number blocks. So again, we have our problem here of 428 plus 215. In class, we've done a lot of work with base 10 blocks. They should know how to be able to draw each of those pictures with our base 10 blocks. So I'm going to start with my 428. Our hundreds blocks are big squares. So I have 4 hundreds. Our tens are sticks of 10. I have 2 tens. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones. Now I'm going to add 215. So 2 tens, or 2 hundreds, sorry about that. 1 stick of 10. And 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I can now go ahead and count up. Let's see here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made a mistake here. See, mistakes happen all the time. 400s. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600s. I have 1, 2, 3 tens, but I know my 5 and my 8 here, I'm going to get an extra 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and then I'm going to add on my 3 tens, which gives me my 643. I can add them up that way. Okay. All right, so hopefully those strategies in this video helps give you a little bit of understanding for examples that you're going to see either in the Nearpod lessons with your students or in the book examples. Now, coming back to that good old question, can I teach my child the carry one method? Okay, absolutely. Okay, in the classroom, I would really be emphasizing those other strategies, but I know that under these circumstances, for everyone's frustration level, if you are more comfortable just trying to teach your child that carry one method, go for it. Just be aware that it might take your child a little bit longer, or you might ask him or her, which of these strategies are you most comfortable with? They don't have to become an expert in all of them. I always tell them in class, choose the one that makes the most sense for you and that's the easiest for you to understand, and they kind of stick with that strategy. Okay? I hope that's been helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that. Thank you.